Hey Jess, thanks for coming in. My name's Stuart. I'm one of the nurses here at this GP clinic.
Nice to meet you.
How you been today?
Alright, been better. Be nice to not have a sore arm. It happens.
What happened on your arm?
I was out celebrating my birthday
Mm.
and my friends tell me that I was just a bit wild on the dance floor and took a tumble, and then there was this glass all over the dance floor, so yeah.
Cut out some glass.
Mm.
Happy birthday.
Thank you!
So it's a bit of a celebration you had on the weekend.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It sucks that you kind of injured yourself.
I know.
So listen, I kind of want to talk to you about your alcohol, and I think it's kind of standardized because you kind of come in here and it is related to drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
So it's just standardized where we ask everyone this when there's a kind of query with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do an audit screening tool,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 10 questions, just asking about your alcohol habits. It's questions we ask everyone.
Okay.
Would that be fine?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have any questions before we start?
No. I mean, if everyone has to do this, then I'll do it. That's fine.
Yeah, okay. So, just kind of run me through what happened last night. I'm just kind of curious to how you ended up with
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was my birthday, so we were having a bit of a wild night, to be honest. We were drinking and partying, and we were just in Northbridge, and then, there's just so much glass on the dance floor. It's so dangerous. But anyway, I don't remember. I just have this injury. My friends tell me that I slipped and then landed on glass. So I'm kind of lucky I didn't hurt anything else, to be quite honest. Which is good.
Yeah, that is good to hear.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad. It seems like superficial, but
Okay.
we'll have a look at it in a bit.
Okay.
Because it was your birthday,
Mm,
would you say you were drinking a little bit more
definitely.
than usual?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, I think it would be helpful if you could just run me through what a typical night out would be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I like to go out with my friends on the weekends
Yeah.
because work is so hectic and so stressful. So we'll go out together on the weekend and just like socialise, and we'll go to like a pub or a nightclub and like drink and just let loose. But yeah, last night was definitely a bit more wild. But yeah, we'll go out on the weekends and just.
Sounds like it's not. You don't go too. You don't go as hard as you normally do because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And you mentioned stress in there.
Mm.
I actually want to explore that.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say if you've had a stressful week, you might drink a bit more?
Well, yeah, I think everyone does, right?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of natural too. I mean, work's definitely been quite stressful recently, but I don't think that's abnormal to like drink because of work stress. Is it?
And would you say that you've been drinking a bit more because work has been a bit more stressful?
Yeah, well, recently, yes. Like, work it's just that time of year.
Yeah. So I think there might be a clear relationship between stress and your drinking habits. So you go out, just kind of getting an idea. You go out and you kind of de-stress. Or it's the end of the week. It's kind of a celebration almost.
Mm-hmm.
What about during the week? Do you drink during the week at all?
Well, yeah, like I have wine with dinner.
Would that be most days?
Yeah, I mean, it's like more often when I'm stressed out,
Yeah.
and lately that's been a lot. So at the moment, it's like every meal, but I think that's okay because it's with a meal. So I don't think it's like to excess, but
And is it a bit more than a glass of wine?
no, it'd just be like a glass every night. I don't know, maybe I might have one or two. Mostly just one.
Mostly just one. So
Yeah.
It's, okay.
Yeah.
And do you think that's kind of related to how stressful your day's been as well?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a good idea to kind of explore that, but we'll continue doing this.
Okay.
When you go out on the weekends, would you say that you drink more than 6 drinks?
I don't really pay attention to how many I'm drinking. I want to say no, but it could be yes, maybe, sometimes.
Okay. And is there any times where you can't remember your night because of...
Well, like, I don't remember last night completely.
It's a bit concerning.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it was my birthday.
Yeah, okay.
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, it happens sometimes. Is that bad? I guess that's kind of bad. It's been a little while since that's happened. I reckon maybe like last month. Yeah.
And so you're saying that it's you don't really kind of forget your night that often, which is it can happen from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
When that does happen, do you ever feel guilty or remorseful in the morning after your heavy night of drinking?
Well, I mean, yes, if like my friends are telling me how the night went and maybe I did something a bit embarrassing, you know, that's not fun. But, I mean, it's a good outlet, like it's such a good stress reliever that sometimes I think that it's worth that, you know?
Yeah, it's not ideal when you can't remember.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very good, does it? Like, talking about this out loud is making me feel bad because I don't really think about it that often.
Yeah, maybe it's kind of a good thing that we're kind of sort of talking about it. Maybe it's a good idea to start thinking about these kind of things. Have you ever not been able to stop drinking when you've started? So you feel like you've got some control. That's what it's...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm drinking because I want to.
Yeah.
Not because I feel like I like desperately need to.
And have you ever been kind of not been able to do the normal things that have been expected of you because of drinking? So like you work or it gets in the way of, you doing daily activities.
Well, like hangovers suck, right?
Okay.
Then they just, but that affects everybody, you know? It's just like harder to get out of bed and it's harder to concentrate, you kind of feel a bit yuck. But like, I'm still really good at my job, Like no one said to me that I'm not doing well at my job. It's just like, it'd be nice to not have a hangover. But, I don't think so. Like I still show up and I still do things if I'm hungover. But it's like I'm not hungover during the week and stuff. It's just like maybe after a big weekend.
And what's a typical hangover for you? What does that look like?
Just feeling awful. Like, depends on how much sleep you get, Whether it's just like they're going to affect you in the morning or whether you're just going to feel bad kind of all day. But you just push through.
Doesn't sound very nice.
It's not really now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So on one hand, you're having a great night out. On the other hand, you're kind of suffering.
Yeah, paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound too good. And then, apart from this injury that you've kind of presented, is there any other times you've been injured or someone else has been injured as a result of your drinking?
Oh my god, none. Like I've never hurt anybody. No way. And I'm like, maybe I've tripped over and like twisted an ankle, but like of course on my birthday would be the one time I'd get a scar. So no. Mm-mm.
Maybe there's a link between you going a bit overboard because it's your birthday and how you getting your injury. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And has anyone been concerned about your drinking habits? Any health professionals, family, friends?
Mm-mm.
And have you ever had a drink in the morning after a heavy night of drinking?
Mm-mm. No, couldn't think of anything worse. Gross.
Okay, so I've just finished the audit screening. I'm just gonna give me a few seconds to calculate.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared.
So I'll show you your score here,
Okay.
and you've got your scores you're on the borderline between risky drinking and experiencing harm from drinking.
Okay.
So you come in with your wound. You're kind of experiencing your hangovers, and how does that make you feel? Like being at that level?
I mean, it's embarrassing to like hurt yourself from drinking. Yeah, I mean, it's not great. I'm not proud of it.
Seems like it doesn't really sit well with you.
Now I'm thinking about it, it doesn't, but I haven't really thought about it that much. You know, I didn't really think it was a problem.
Cool. Is it alright if we kind of discuss a bit more in depth about some of these things?
Yeah, okay.
Alright, I just wanted to get started. I just want to kind of see what you know about what kind of risks are involved with drinking, like health risks and like immediate risks.
Hangovers, injuries, forgetting what you've been doing. Yeah.
Is there anything else you can think of off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head.
Well, you're absolutely right. You know, there are definitely some short-term risks that involve. Is it alright if I kind of inform you of some of the other risks? So some of the other risks, like you've got some long-term risks that impact your health. So it increases your risk of cardiovascular disease, so like stroke, heart attack.
Okay.
And it also it's a big risk factor for cancer. So alcohol is a carcinogen, and especially for women, it can cause breast cancer.
What?
So you know, if you have a family history, it can kind of exacerbate that.
Okay.
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then it kind of impacts on like liver disease. And so that's all your like long-term problems. And then you've got quite a good idea on your short-term
like
issues.
Impacts.
Yeah. So it's a lot of information I've just given you. You know, how does that make you feel, like not knowing this now?
I mean, I guess I did know that stuff, I just kind of forgot. It kind of feels like it's not something that will affect me, but also like I feel like I'm getting older and I need to start taking care of my health better. So maybe I need to drink less. So I've never thought about that, but I think I might need to.
So it sounds like to me that it doesn't kind of sit well with you for future you. It kind of doesn't align your drinking habits at the moment.
Yeah, probably not.
Can you tell me what the future, what's the future look like for you?
I just love to be healthy and happy, you know? And I definitely don't want to die early of a heart attack. So I think I just want to be healthier.
So it sounds like health is quite important to you. So where does that leave us? Like, so if you kind of doesn't align with your future, what does that kind of lead us to?
Something's got to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I think I need to be drinking less, especially on the weekends. Yeah.
I think that's a good idea. So, what do you think change? So, you said that change is drinking less. How do you think you can? How do you think you can get there?
I just think it's so hard because it's such like a social experience, and like all my friends are drinking, and they drink a lot. So, like honestly, I think I'm gonna have to. Like I'm sure some of my friends are probably worried about their health as well. So I guess if I like talk to them about that, maybe we can all try and drink a bit less, and that might make it easier.
I think that's a great idea, having that open conversation.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be that person too, but also like I definitely want to change. So I think I've got to do that.
Yeah, it sounds like to me you're having fun. You're having fun socializing. You know, you're going out, you're celebrating, you're de-stressing. But on the other hand, you're getting a hangover. You can't remember. You've gotten injured. That doesn't sound great. So you've had fun, but it's kind of time. Maybe time to move on. How does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to improve. Yeah.
So, can you think of any other strategies that might help you?
Probably drink less during the week. I'd love to start running again, actually. Running was like such a great stress reliever. So maybe like running when I get home from work. I'm sure I'll drink less because when I'm like being more active, I'll start paying more attention to like what I'm eating and what I'm drinking. So it's probably like time I started running again, to be honest.
That sounds like a great idea. That's like you're kind of taking more control.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that will help with the stress.
Can I let you know some of the other strategies that some other clients have helped that worked?
Helpful.
So, I think for one a big one is to count your drinks. So I think you said before that you don't really remember how much you drink. I think that's a good kind of way to stay on top of things and not to let them out of control. And it'll be a good way to kind of reduce the amount of times you can't remember.
Yeah.
Counting your drinks, you can get an app or something like that. Another way is to just have water between drinks.
Okay.
And that can kind of slow down. Like I don't want to like stop you from having a good time, but it might make you have a good time more often because you're not experiencing these negative effects.
Yeah. Okay.
And then having a meal before and after, and that can greatly reduce the hangover. Because that's the last thing you want to do is.
Yeah, wake up feeling awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got some great ideas as well. You know, talking to your friends about it, and kind of trying other activities to kind of fill in.
Yeah.
To kind of really kind of help with your stress. That concludes our session today. But just to summarize, you do want to start thinking about reducing your drinking. Counting your drinks is a great idea. We'll go for runs. We've talked about having a drink of water between drinks, having a meal before you go out, and just really start to be conscious about your drinking. I just want to kind of tell you about one more thing is what the recommendations. So the government kind of put into place. So it's 10 standard drinks per week. And that's the kind of to reduce the long-term effects that we talked about before.
Okay.
And 4 drinks, no more than 4 drinks per night out.
Really?
And that's to minimize the short-term effects that you are kind of experiencing.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Yeah, I mean, it's good knowing that that's 4. I will work to 4 and see what happens. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.